Good evening and welcome back to the Final Flight podcast. I am back once again, James, and I'm here with Rich. We're gonna here to preview the weekend's big race, and it's a big one, Rich. It's the Epsom Derby. It's back. How are you feeling ahead of this big weekend?
Yeah, the Derby's one of the main races for the flats and the classic. Looks slightly open on paper, so we'll see what we get.
Yeah, I mean, I actually weren't planning on coming tonight, but unfortunately, it looks like Joe has once again had some technical difficulties. He is travelling to a fair distance, to a distant land, and he was planning on coming on, but it doesn't look like he's going to make it. So I've jumped on to give my jumps expertise. Oh, what is the flat in it? Sorry, Rich. Sorry, mate. I totally forgot.
All right.
Obviously, the Epsom Derby and the Oaks tomorrow. Yeah, quick one then, I suppose, Rich. So what we're saying, it's currently good to soft throughout the weekend. A little bit of rain due tomorrow. Could be a soft ground derby. We'll see. But like you said there, it does look quite an open race. What did you make of the draw this afternoon? Did you manage to see that?
I saw a clip when we were doing it in some sort of town hall with some bingo balls.
Oh, I'll
I
tell
don't
you
know what that was all about.
They certainly know how to put on a show, don't they? All the build. I mean, to be fair, I saw somebody put this on Twitter the other day. They sort of said, the Epsom Derby, like I think you said to me in the week, it's the biggest, if not the biggest race of the season. It's the Epsom Derby. So much history, and there's not been that much build up. I'd say. What do you think? Have you seen much about? To be honest,
No, I think that's just the way the season's going at the minute. We've had a couple of jockeys on saying that a lot of horses are behind with the weather, and I think that's kind of showed people aren't as excited as they probably were in previous years. Like you say, it looks a fairly open derby. We've not really had a superstar per se come out as of yet that everybody thinks, wow, yeah, derby potential. But yeah, we'll see, won't we?
yeah. I mean, you bang right there. To be fair, I think there's nothing that's come out yet really and sort of blown everyone away. And obviously the Dante winner, it was Dante when it was economics once. It was not actually in here, so that's a shame. But sale of eight. But what we'll do is then, mate, seeing as we'll get straight onto it. So there's a couple that I've not managed to have a look at. But tomorrow, the 2:00, I believe, is where we're going to start. It's the Woodcote Stakes conditions race at 2:00, 6 furlong, and you've got new charter in here. I mean, it's a 2-year-old race. It's anyone's game, but new charter in here with Sean Levy on board for Richard Hannon. There's a couple in here I won't be able to pronounce, but megalithic.
Yeah, so that'd be right.
It's Crouch for Beckett, Tej A, end of story, and sort of 12-1 bigger the rest. I'm going to come to you, Rich, funnily enough. What are your thoughts on the Woodcote tomorrow, mate?
I think the favourite's pretty strong, to be honest. New charter for Richard Hannon.
I need like an alarm that goes, shock.
They've got another each way playing the race, but I'll mention the favourite first. Yeah, new charter for Richard Hannon. Finished second on debut to Mountain Breeze of Godolphin, who I think is up in the betting for the Albany, is it? For the Royal Ascot meeting, I think. That was over 6 furlongs, the same trip. Kind of held up off the pace and stayed on the final furlong, but the winner had already bolted by then. Just reading up, it's actually a descendant of an Oak Swinger time charter, so I'm hoping that he'll handle the track, given that he's got relations that have won at the meeting. I mean, it's a bit of a long shot, but we'll go with that. The other one I like is a bit of an each way sort of play is Tej A for Carl Burke. Winner last time out at Chester, which I'm sure I've heard people say that Chester is a similar sort of test to Epsom. So I think he should handle track conditions, and I think he's about 5-1. So I think that's not a bad bet to nothing, hopefully. So, but yeah, I do like the favourite. I think he's pretty strong.
No, I mean, I've not had a chance to really have a look at this, so I suppose while we're here, I mean, I want to try and if people are watching, and we'll try and bring as much sort of not education, but as much information we can. I suppose it's well documented throughout the season, Rich, that you love a low draw at Ponty. I suppose the question is, what sort of is there? Do we have a draw bias at Epsom over 6 furlong? Do you think, or is it? I think I read earlier that they're starting some sort of they start like in the shoot, don't they? Is there any draw bias in the 6 furlong?
I mean, over 6, it's run around a left-handed bend, but they kind of start on a shoot, and the turn is not as bad as it is when you get to like the 7 furlong sort of stage. Uh, but yeah, it's not. Wouldn't say it was a massive disadvantage over the 6, uh, but yeah, maybe you do want something that is drawn a little bit higher over this sort of distance. But I would say it's very very marginal. What is he drawn? I mean, let's have a look. He's drawn 3, and TJ's drawn 6. So yeah, we'll find out if there is anything in it. But yeah, I think over 6, I think you're pretty safe.
Sweet, love it. Good one for the viewers there. Right then, so moving on then, the 310. This is the Holland Cooper Coronation Cup. Now, it's the first Group 1 we're going to talk about, and it's over 1 mile for 4 furlong. And you've got, the almighty Emily Upjohn in here. Fantastic horse for the John and Thady Gosden team. Feed the Flame coming over. Luxembourg's in here. Hamish and Time Lock. Time Lock, a bit of a yak, if you ask me. I think we've had her a few times on here and we've not really performed. But on first looking at this for myself, I'd say it's Emily Upjohn's to lose, wouldn't you say? Especially if there's any sort of rain before 2 o'clock, she'll eat that soft ground up, won't she?
Yeah, she's a bit of a quirky horse. It's one of those where she could run a blinder and bolt up, and then the next time out, she'll just bomb out. But like you say, her last run on soft, I think was it Champions Day, maybe?
Mm.
And yeah, she bolted up. I mean, she nearly won the Oaks in 22 when she finished a short head. I think Frankie was caught a bit short when he got out the back and then came with a late run. So she definitely handles the track. She's the highest rated. She gets the mare's allowance. She won the same race last year, beating Westover by nearly 2 lengths. That was on good to firm. So potentially the softer conditions might even bring out more improvement in it. Like you say, there doesn't seem a lot of depth in the race. Hamish, he seemed to have improved and will like the soft conditions, but I don't know if he's up to this. Luxembourg, I mean, he's talented, but he's not really a horse that I've really been drawn to. And then Feed the Flame, I never like backing the French ones when they come over, so we'll leave that. I just think Emily Upjohn she's quite a solid option, even though she's a bit crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, Feed the Flame's coming for a little bit of money. I'm assuming that's purely based on maybe declarations or whatever, but Emily Upjohn, she's been very close second to Ryan Moore a couple of times. So hopefully that's the case. I mean, I do like Emily Upjohn. I do remember that. Remember that race at Sandown when she only just couldn't get past Paddington. You remember a great race that. Yeah, I remember the race at Epsom last year as well. I thought when she beat Westover, I thought that was a great performance as well. So I think sort of 11-8. It's not a big betting race to be fair, but I think she's got a really good favourites chance, and I'd be more than happy to stick a bit on her and hope she can go and do the business.
Favourites also a 58% chance strike rate in this, so
love that. So you're getting more than a 50% chance on your 11-8, so I'll take that all day long. Love it. Right, we're going to move swiftly on then to the big one on Friday, the Betfred Oaks. The Group 1, and it's again over 1 mile 4 furlong. Plenty of money on offer here for these fillies, and you got the favourite in here, the well-touted Ylang. Oshin, when he was on the podcast a few weeks back, gave this one a bit of a positive talking point. Ryan Moore on board, drawn 12. Iselia of Chris Hayes, jockey on board. Forest Fairy, Rubies are Red, Secret Satire, for Oshin Murphy, and sort of 12-1 bigger the rest. I mean, it almost looks like the whole of Twitter is on Ylang. I'd probably expect it to go very, very close to winning this. I think, like you say there, the ground will be no issue. The trip's probably going to be no issue. I thought the return in the Guineas was a decent run. Are you on the sort of same page as Ylang, or are you going to take an each-way punt against?
I mean, to me, again, it looks very open. There's nothing really that stands out. I mean, Ylang, watching the Guineas, she was probably the eye catcher. I mean, she came with a late run. I think she finished, was it 4th? But, I mean, she was staying onto the line. They were very tightly bunched in that sort of race. there's not a lot I can really go against her. I mean,
to be fair, I do quite like the look of that Azalea coming over from Dermot. Well, she beat a horse who I really liked early on, that Purple Lily, and she kind of put her away over a little bit less, getting up sort of late on. So her stepping up to 1 mile 4, to be fair, could probably be my each way play if I were looking that way. What do you think?
I mean, I think I listened to something on Nick Luck. I think Dermot Weld was on there or some sort of trainer. And I think he said that she was a nice horse, but I don't know, he wasn't giving me the vibes that she was going to like be a
scratch that then. Scratch what I said. Forget what I just said then. Dermot Weld, the trainer, says no go.
Well, I can't remember. You'll have to go and look and see if you can find it. But I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was.
Obviously, I'm quoting you. I'm going to quote you for it, obviously. So go on.
We'll see. I mean, you got Forest Fairy, won at Chester, but again, you'd probably say the horse that was in second was quite unlucky. I can't remember who was that. I think that was Moore O'Brien again. I mean, you got Dance Sequence, quite interesting. I think. I mean, she finished down the field in the Guineas, which is quite disappointing. But I mean, she was behind Fallen Angel in the Guineas, and Fallen Angel was bolted up in the Irish Guineas. She takes a big step up in trip to 1 mile 4. I mean, I think she was winning over 7. Then she bombed out over 1 mile at Guinness, and now she's on 1 mile 4. I mean, with some effort if she did, but she is a horse that I quite like, and I think she has got ability. Whether or not she can handle it, we'll see. But yeah, I think your Lang is pretty strong. Apart from the trend, 16% of winners were favourite in this race, which is a bit of a negative. And then 58% were top 3 in the betting. So that's only downside to backing the favourite in this, but I do think she is pretty strong.
Yeah, I think she's probably the most likely winner. I mean, just like you say, we've gone through most of them there. I mean, even looking at the sort of Secret Satire, who won pretty well at York last time out, but obviously it was the race where what's the face just completely misfired. It was Friendly Soul, wasn't it? She was getting picked up and she kind of completely bombed out. Secret Satire for Ossian Murphy, fair enough to take the chance here. Will she be good enough? I'm not too sure. I just think it's one of them races where Yalang's probably just going to win. But again, a very open Oaks this year. And we'll see how they get on. But yeah, if I'm going to put a little bit of my money on, I'll probably just stick with Yalang. Lovely. Right then, moving on to the last race on the Friday then, Rich, mate. And I've got down here the Aston Martin Surrey Stakes. Is that correct?
That is over 7.
Over 7 furlong listed race, Class 1 3-year-olds. A nice horse in here. Zoom is currently favourite 9-4. Balmacara is in it at 7-2. Pandora's Gift 9-2. Native American 7-1. And Bigger the rest. Chuffing out. Balak is in here. I tell you now, if that horse wins again, I'll be absolutely sick. He did me over at Ascot, where he won at a big price, and I still don't know how he managed to win that race, but fair enough, he did. So yeah, Zoom's the favourite. Are you with or against?
Again, I think she's pretty strong. I mean, she needs the soft ground. She likes the soft, heavy ground. That's where her best form is all based on. I mean, she finished second on good soft, good in places at Newbury. Conditions probably didn't suit. But like you say, depends on much range. So she's one I'm going to probably wait until see what the ground's like. If it is soft, then yeah, I'll probably jump on. One that I'm quite interested in is that Native America for Richard Fahey. Everything I read about a Richard Fahey quote on this horse is that he's a horse that he just loves, but for whatever reason, I mean, he's just not fired. And yeah, I do think there's a good horse in there, and Fahey obviously is in agreement that he's very fond of him. And I just think I think he's about 13-2. I just think he's got a each way sort of squeak. If the ground is not as soft as the favourite wants it, I think something could potentially upset the apple cart, and I'm hoping it could be Native America.
Yeah, again, that's a fair comp. Like I say, it's a very open race. I mean, I don't want to sound too much like what Richie's normally like by going for another favourite. But I'm swaying that way. I thought Zoom's. You know what, mate?
It's contagious.
It certainly is. But I just thought that the return in that race at Newbury, I thought it was a decent return. I think, again, if there's any rain in the afternoon and it gets towards the soft side, I think, he'll handle it easy enough. And yeah, I mean, it's always going to be tough. These are all so open races, like I say. But Heritage House was interesting. I actually tipped this up when he were 5th at Newmarket last time. So maybe the return to maybe slightly softer conditions might help. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that was at Group 3 level. Yeah, this looks just as tough, doesn't it? So I'll probably say I'll chance Zoom myself for Ralph Beckett. I think the return in the greening was decent. So yeah, I'll go for that one, I think, and that'll do me, mate.
Very good.
Right, mate. So we're going to move on. We're going to move on now to Saturday for these wonderful viewers. It's funny because when we do the jumps, we seem to get loads and loads of comments when we're flat. It's like everyone's asleep. But I'm hoping you're enjoying it. And if you're enjoying the jockey shows, make sure you hit the like button and keep them subscribers coming. Right, so Epsom on Saturday, I believe it is the 2 o'clock, which is the Princess Elizabeth. Oh, here we go. Look, Michael's on. Love James on the flat. A chance of no favourite or odds on in sight. Go on, James, my son. Yeah, we love it, mate. We absolutely love the flat. Honestly, I promise you. Cheers for jumping on, Michael. We appreciate it, mate. Right, so the Princess Elizabeth Stakes, 1 mile and a half furlong. Philly's amazing here. We've got Running Lion, Oisin Murphy. Obviously, just got caught late on at Newmarket last time. We have Sparks flying here for David Lochnan, and we've got Breege in here for John and Sean Quinn with Jason Hart on, who we had on the podcast last week. Earlier this week, should I say. Sea of Thieves and sort of 12 to 1 bigger the rest. Rich, are we diving in with Breege, or are we going to go for Running Lion for a bit of redemption, or are we somewhere else?
It's a good little race, this. I like the first 3 in the market. I mean, like you say, Running Lion was unlucky at Newmarket in the Group 2, only just failing. Breeze, we had Jason Hart on the show. Was it Monday? It was Monday, wasn't it? Short head third at Goodwood last time out, but it was a bunch finish. Jason Hart, I think, was that the one where he said he wanted to lead, or was that the other one? I can't remember which one.
I think it was the one where he said yes, and he wanted to lead. He wanted to make all or just be off the pace. I think he said he missed the break by literally a split second, and before you know it, he would have having to be held up, and he's obviously stayed on late. Not quite got there. Yeah, slightly up in trip on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was second in the Sun Unit Royal Ascot. I think Jason Hart mentioned that. I think he's a solid horse. He's top 3 in the betting, and they have a 75% win rate in this apparently. So I'd definitely be looking at the top 3 in the market. I think at 6 to 1, I think he's a good each way sort of play. You've got Sparks Fly. She's a filly that, again, similar to Zoom, depends on the ground. She's a horse that wants the soft. She's a winner at Chester, which is similar to the Epsom, sort of similar style of the course. But yeah, her best form is on softer conditions. So if the rain does come, she's probably one I'll put back on the day. And like you say, Running Line is the one they've all got to beat on form. But yeah, Breege is one I'm going to have a little go at 6 to 1 each way, I think.
Yeah, I mean, when I looked at it, obviously I started with Running Lion, backing trip. Definitely got a favourites chance, but I think just speaking to Jason Hart and looking back at that race for Breeze, I just think slightly up in trip. I do think if it becomes quite soft, I think she'll definitely handle it anyway. She had a good second at Goodwood. That was on soft. That was at Group 3. So she has handled soft before, so I don't think there'd be an issue there. And I think stall 7, if she can break well enough and be up with the pace. Like you say, if forces can get away off the front, it can be quite hard to peg back off old Epsom. It's certainly a fast track. So, yeah, I think I'll stick with Breege at the each way price rather than the short sort of Running Line. But yeah, very very tight race, and I'm looking forward to it definitely. Got a comment here. We've got a comment from H. Good evening, H, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Love Sparks Fly. Back to every run since winning that Class 6, and the winning streak she's been on since is mad. That's brilliant, mate. Love that. Well, if you're back in here again on Saturday, I wish you all the best, mate. It's a tight race.
If the rain comes, I'll be on it.
That's what I mean. They've all got the chance, keep a bit of weather watch on. But if it's soft, she's certainly got a massive chance. So we'll certainly see what happens there, guys. I love it. Right, another one then, Rich. The 235. This is the Betfred Diamond. I don't know how to pronounce that. Stakes Group 3, Class 1. You've got Embesto in currently his favourite with the dialer on. Highland Avenue. I'll be gobsmacked if you're not back in. You're not actually mentioning many of the boys in blue so far. I'm quite shocked.
No.
Regal Reality in here. Epic Shitters, as we like to call it, 10-1. Royal Scotsman, bigger the rest. I've not actually had a chance to look at this one, if I'm honest with you, Rich. So the floor is yours, my friend. If it's Epic Shitters, my jaw will drop.
Well, we'll start with Highland Avenue because I do like a boys in blue, but I backed him in this last year and I wasn't impressed with his run. I mean, he finished second, but didn't look at any stage like he was going to win. I think Regal Reality won it last year. So there's two that I quite liked. Again, both depend on the weather. If the rain doesn't come and it dries out, I think Embesto's got a good chance in this. Best form has come over the mile. Wouldn't want it too soft though. So, like I say, if it is good ground, he's the one to be on. He's a Group 3 winner, beating Regal Reality, who won this race last year over a mile. That was at Salisbury. Like I say, Doyle's on board. Varian's yard seems to be doing quite well. Like I say, joint favourite. I think he's got a good chance. And my other one is an each-way play if the rain does come, and it is Epic Tetus.
Oh, no. Well, you haven't pronounced it right, Rich. You've not pronounced it right, mate.
I'm going to give him one last go.
Oh, I thought you were winding me up.
No. If the rain does come, he's one that I'm going to go each way because I think he does need that softer running. So we'll go with that. I mean, he was highly tried in Group 1s. As you know, he didn't come anywhere. This is a Group 2. Is it Group 3?
Yeah, Group 3.
Group 3. So it's a big drop down in class. He's a previous course winner, which I do like at Epsom. He handles the track. I just think he might have needed a comeback run last time out, but I'm just going to chance him each way because he will win at some point at a big price, and if we're not on him, we'll be gutted. So yeah, if it does come, Epic Tetus, the rain, and if it stays dry and good, Embesto.
Fantastic. I will be laying Epic Shitters. No, I'm only joking. It won't be a race I'm getting involved in, but we'll good luck to you, mate. Good luck to you. Right then, the last couple of races we've got are the big ones then. So we're going to go straight into the 310. Obviously, Epsom, the 5 furlong 3-year-old dash handicap. And we've got Due for Luck in here for Jason Hart. Wink, wink. Grand Lad 8-1, Nix 10-1, Machada 10-1, Billy Webster 12-1, and sort of 12-1 bigger the rest. But when you've got 8-1 the field, it just shows you how open this dash is. I mean, you've got 20 runners in here over a fast 5 furlong. I mean, this is going to be absolutely rapid. I mean, if it is softish ground, it might slow it down a little bit, but we know how fast it is rolling down the hill into that Tatnam corner, and then they're going at such speed. So I think my question to you is, Rich, are we due some luck?
I mean, if you do pick the winner of this race, then I'd maybe buy a lottery ticket because 20 runners, 5 furlong, fastest sprint race on the calendar probably. I mean, you need a lot of things to drop right to get this. Again, look at the biases. I think you do need to be drawn high looking at it online. I mean, it is very slight. But yeah, the one I've landed on, again, Jason Hart was on the show. Due for Luck is the one he rides. I think he's favourite at 7-1. So that just tells you what sort of field it is. But yeah, 7-1. You get in 6 places, you might even get 7. But yeah, again, if you rewatch the run back at Chester, again, it was a similar case. He kind of had to weave his way through and just slightly failed. getting third by a short head. So, like I say, you need a lot of luck. But if I rewatch that run, Chester again, like I keep saying, is similar to Epsom. 7-1, 6-7 places each way. Why not? Drawn quite high, which is a very slight advantage apparently. So, yeah, good luck if you get the winner of this.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just put this comment up. Michael's put a comment up here. He's put, when is Kieran going to see a seamstress to sew his balls back on? And no comparison to Dittori. Shocking. Yeah, I mean, before I just sort of say my piece, Rich, what do you make of Kieran Schumacher and how he's getting on in Dittori's shoes? I'd probably say he's not quite up to the level just yet.
I'd say he's still a bit raw. That's probably the word I'd use. There's some big boots to fill, aren't there? I mean, it's similar. I don't want to. I know it's a different sport, but like when Ferguson left Man U, it was always going to be a task for Moyes to step in. I mean, Goslin's not stupid. I mean, he did kind of drop the toy for a bit after Royal Ascot last year. So I think he'll give him a chance, keep going with him, persevering, see if he improves. If not, I'm sure Gosden will take action of some sort. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to write him off just yet, but yeah, could have been a better start.
Yeah, I don't think he's just got to. I don't know. It's like maybe it's a confidence thing or what, or just the pressures maybe weighing on him a little bit. But he just seems to make a few mistakes. But time will tell, as they say. Reverting back to the dash, I mean, due for luck. Obviously was spoken very highly of by Jason Hart. I think he's got a great chance in here. I was surprised to see him in sort of as favourite. I thought we might get him under the radar sort of thing at a bit of a bigger price, but currently around 8-1 is a decentish price. I'll be backing him each way. And the other one actually, and to believe it or not, H has just bopped it up here. I'll put his comment up here. He's put Blue Storm overturns the form of Due Luck and Nix. The other one I was going to mention, drawn on the wing at 20, just outside Due Luck, is Blue Storm from that same race. I think it's one of them. There was a race at Chester, and I forgot what one now where I think we backed Ossian Murphy, and was it what was that lion horse? Something lion. Not running. Anyway, it was. We thought that. Spoke really high of that. We went for him or her. I can't remember what it was now. And the horse that he beat last time reversed the form, so it makes you wonder something like this. Where Blue Storm's coming in from the same race. I do think they're quite closely together. So I think I'd probably back them two each way. Like you said there, it's a 20-runner field, 5 furlong, the fastest 5 furlong we've got over here. And I think it just keep stakes low and take your pick and take your punt and see if you can get close. But there'll be plenty of places on offer, that's for sure.
It's definitely a race to throw a couple of darts at. Maybe.
Yeah, a couple of small darts is all you need, I think. And
one at the top of the market, one in the middle, and one at the bottom at a big price. Just
that's it. Yeah, if you are going to go for something drawn low, hope to God that they get out of them gates quick. Because if they don't, they'll just get completely swamped, won't they? And then that's your chance gone near enough. But
that's it.
Yeah, we'll see. Right, mate. Then we're going to move on to the last race of the evening, the big one, the Epsom Derby, Group 1, 1 mile, 4 furlong. This is the one. Here we go. Bring it on, baby. So I'm going to go through them all. We've got City of Troy in as favourite, 7-2, drawn in 1. Rich, I'm not sure how happy we are with that, but Los Angeles in here for the Aidan O'Brien team as well. He's drawn in 4. 4-1. Ancient Wisdom, your best pal for the Applebys. He's drawn in 11. Ambient Friendly's in here. Robert Avelin on board. Drawn 6. Dancing Gemini, 12-1. Drawn 15. Macduff, 14-1, drawn in 8. Voyage, 20-1, drawn in 16. Bellum Justin for his old pal Ossian Murphy, drawn in 12. Dear a Mile with the first time cheap pieces on. Wink, wink. For Jim Crowley, drawn in 14. Euphoric, 33-1, drawn in 9. Dallas Star, 40-1, drawn in 7. How many runners is there, Rich? This is ridiculous. Sedete, 66-1, drawn in 2. God's Window, 100-1, drawn in 10. There's been quite a lot spoken about this horse from 10, so we'll see how it gets on. 100 to 1 Campbell, drawing 3. Table Talk, 100 to 1, drawing 13. And 150 to 1, Mr. Amstead for Ammo Racing, drawing 5. I feel like I should be on like with Matt Chapman and that Irish bloke as well, you know what I mean? Where's your money going, Rich? Tell me, come on. Is it City of Troy's Day of Redemption, similar to Augusta Rodin last year?
Well, you've done the draws. I'll do you some stats first before I mention my pick. So 83% of winners were drawn 7 or higher. Since 1967, stalls 2, 11 and 16 have not provided a winner of the Derby. Oof. Stall 1 has provided just 2 winners since 1973. And stalls 10 to 12 have the best strike rate with 8 wins and 23 places. So, based on that, I would not be backing City of Troy.
Having said that, what did I say? We have had one of the last 3 derbies was won from stall 1.
Yeah, and that was Adyar.
Yeah, he was a bit of a freak though, wasn't he, Adyar?
I mean, it does happen, but it's a big stat to overcome that personally, especially in something like the derby.
As much as you might like City of Troy, I mean, if people are watching, if they do like City of Troy, he needs so much to go right from there, doesn't he? He's got to break well. He's got to get a good. He'll have to get him sent out likely.
He needs a gap, doesn't he? He needs Adyar got that gap inside the rail and just took it. So we'll see, won't we? I mean, I know I said stall 11 has never provided a winner, but the one I've landed on is Ancient Wisdom.
Hang on a sec. Just repeat that stat you said before.
So since 1967,
yep,
stalls 2, 11 and 16 have not provided a winner of the Derby.
Proceeds to tip stall 11.
But stalls 10, 11 and 12 have the best strike rate. So basically going to place is what I'm going for. I'm going for the place. So basically, yeah, Ancient Wisdom for me. I mean, I was there when he ran in the Dante, finished second, but I know he kind of got hammered in there, but he's not really a horse that's got bags of pace. I mean, the softer ground is obviously going to help him. He steps up in trip again to 1-6, is it the Derby? Yeah, 1-4, sorry. Is the Dante 1-2? Or is that 1-4, some distances? Anyway, yeah, I mean, he's got a better draw than City of Troy and Los Angeles. And yeah, I think out of those 3, he's the one that I will be betting out of the 3. The other one I do like is Macduff for Rafe Beckett, 14 to 1, drawn 8. Finished second last time out behind Arabian Crown, who I think would have been probably evens odds on favourite for this based on what he achieved. But unfortunately, obviously, he's got an injury, hasn't he? So he's not participating. But yeah, Ancient Wisdom, Macduff is probably the 2 that I probably side with here based on the draw. I mean, if you are going to back 10, 11, 12, you've got Ancient Wisdom in 11, 9-2 from stall 11, which has never won the Derby. You've got stall 10, God's Window, who you said is 100 to 1, which would be some feat. And stall 12 is Bellum Justum for Andrew Balding. I think he's about 20 to 1. So based on that, you could have a nice win if you back those 3 stalls.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was kind of going to do something, basically just do that. I mean, Bellum Justin for Ossian Murphy on it, he turns up on the big days for Balding. I think he'd definitely have a good chance again from a good draw. God's Window, the form kind of ties in slightly with Ancient Wisdom, so 100 to 1. I mean, we're talking pennies here, guys. You're not talking big bets or anything like that. I won't be steaming in a derby, definitely not in this one anyway. Dear Amal was the other one I quite looked interesting. The form's not amazing from last season, but did win on reappearance this season. Crowley's on first time cheap piece. So I do quite like first time headgear, but yeah, I mean, you're talking a couple of quid each way bets here, guys, and just enjoy the race. We've not had a proper, breathtaking superstar come out of this season. With a bit of luck, we might get somebody that comes out and blows this lot away and is impressive, but yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see, I think, and see how the race unfolds, to be honest. And that's the derby. Right, well, before we do anything else, I've just got a couple of comments up here. Chris Linden's been on, and he says, 2 viewers on YouTube was 100 plus during jump season when tap, racing interest, etc. was on. Just shows people don't enjoy the flat. Great content still, though, lads. Keep it up. Yeah, cheers for that, Chris. Yeah, I mean, it's a great comment, and it's definitely a thing to say. I think
There's 6 on YouTube at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, on my screen here, this obviously counts YouTube, and we're streaming it on Twitter as well. There's about 60 people in here, so thank you very much for tuning in to listen to us ramble on. But it definitely drops off for the flat. I've always said this. I think the jumps are more popular and easy to follow. I'll say, and and as we know, Rich, the flat is so competitive, and horses coming back, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and things like that. It's a lot tougher. I just think the demand kind of drops off, and that's why we kind of are really pushing to get the jockeys on for that weighing room review, and at least it's kind of, at least we're talking to the people in the sport and trying to build those relationships and get those on. And I've enjoyed that show so far. We've also had Oisin Murphy, Jason Hart, and Jason Watson come on so far, and we might have a couple of big names coming up, but we won't mention them just yet. Well, Rich, what are your thoughts on that comment?
No, it's a fair comment.
Being the Mr. Flat of the podcast.
No, it's a fair comment. The flat is always tough. Like you say, I think a lot of people win. Probably most of their winnings come from the jumps, and the flat take it all away. But yeah, so
we always say jumps for dough, flat for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the jump's probably easy to win with, but I still like the flat. It's just competitive. You get like the young 2-year-olds just trying to see the next Franco. I mean, we probably won't see it again, but just to see something blow something away, and then like the Derby, you got the Derby, the Guineas. I like the classics. You got the Guineas, the Derby, and the Saint Ledger. Is that the 3? Have I missed one out? No, I think that's all of them. I think I just like the prestige of it all. Like you say, it's a lot warmer. It's nice to go to. You probably don't win much, but it's a better day out.
Yeah, because we're not in the game to win money, are we, Rich? We're just here for the love of the sport, aren't we?
We'll do that in the jumps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm jumps through and through, but I do try and get into the flat a little bit. And obviously, with having the podcast, it's great to just sort of chill and chat about it and try and pick those winners. I suppose when you pick a winner on the flat, it maybe feels a little bit better because you've somehow managed to win the lottery, basically. But yeah, the season's going to
be easy, James. We won't be sat in our living rooms, would we?
Yeah, that's very true. We'll be sat in his caravans, won't we? But yeah, fingers crossed it builds up a little bit, and hopefully we get a big winner of the Derby. We shall see. I think the other horse that's really blown us away was it Hidden Law that Chuffin passed away, bless him, after the race.
It was Hidden Law, that Arabian Crown that's got injured.
That's it. You get a couple and they get injured, and then before you know it, that's it. Or if you get one that blows you away, and the next thing you know, it's I'm retired to stud, but they don't keep coming back. I think that's why people enjoy the jumps, because they keep coming back year after year after year, and you get that deeper relationship with them, I think so. But don't worry, guys, the jumps will be back very soon. We won't be far off now. We're counting down the days. I might get a countdown up go.
I mean, we keep hearing it. The weather was horrendous during the winter, and that's probably set a lot of these horses back. So it might not be to the second half of the flat where we do see the superstars finally coming through. So fingers crossed. We'll see what it brings.
Yeah, I mean, that's the vibes we're getting into it. So fingers crossed that's exactly what happens, mate. And we will enjoy watching it, don't you worry. And I know I get a little bit emotionally detached from the flat, I think, and it annoys me a bit. But we'll get there, mate. We'll get there, don't you worry. Michael's stuck. Cheers for that, Chris. By the way, cheers for that comment. Michael's put here. Glad you responded to that. I love putting that up. Cowpaw could be the key to Kieran getting his boots back on. Yeah, mate. I've always put your comments up, Michael. I appreciate you jumping in. But yeah, Kieran Schumacher. Yeah, jury's out on him, I think. We shall see. H has jumped on. AOB brings in the pace setter and another to box in the dangers. If City of Troy wins, it's a classic APB tactic. Yeah, I think they'd certainly like to set themselves up to win, don't they? And normally they get it right. So we'll see if it happens. Right, we're coming to the end now. Rich, have you got anything else you'd like to let the viewers know that you are back in this weekend?
There's a few. Let me see if I can get Friday up. I've sat this down, but I didn't actually write anything down for tomorrow. Give me 1 second. Friday. Friday, there's one at Doncaster I like at 7:15 called Mickley. Won quite impressively last time out. I think he makes his handicap debut off 83. I think that's quite lenient. Won last time out at Southall quite impressively. Hopefully he can go in again. What else we got tomorrow on the old list? I think that was it for Friday. That's why I didn't write it down. So just that on the Friday. On the Saturday, Musselburgh's a couple that I quite like. 250, you've got Invincible Anise. One backed at Ponty.
Sure, no, we're not going for her again, are we?
I mean,
was she rubbish last time?
I mean, it was up to listed level at York last time. Maybe came a bit too soon. I wouldn't write her off. The debut one at Ponty I thought was quite good from a wide draw. Obviously, we know you want a low draw at Ponty, so I'm basing it off that. One more shot.
What level is she running? What level is she running at this weekend?
1 second. It is not listed level.
She's dropping back in class, is she?
Musselburgh 250. It just says a selling stakes class 2.
Oh yeah, so she's dropping back in class then. Well, yeah, could be the fun to turn around if she's a price, hopefully.
So yeah, then
again.
325. You've got Soprano, a horse that I think we mentioned a couple of times last year. Yeah. Finished down the pack in the Cheveley Park Group 1. I think again this is like a listed race or a Group 3 race. It's a big drop down in class for him. Didn't have much room last time out at Chelmsford. I'm just going to forgive that. I think he's a horse that I do quite like. And then 4 o'clock, a bit of a cliff horse for me, Individualism for Charlie Johnston. Show some promise as a 2-year-old. I'm still hoping he can turn into some sort of half decent performer, but I think he is going to be quite a decent price. So you never know. I might have an each way play. And there's some good racing at Doncaster on the Saturday as well. 5:40. You've got the Gimcrack third in King's Gamble taking on Runaway, who beat Ninja Cat, who won quite impressively last time out. And you've got 6:15. Sam Hawkins takes on Ghost Law. Both were quite wide margin winners last time out. So we'll see how they both take on the step up in trip. See what comes out on top. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah, that's good as that. I mean, I've kind of got two to mention. I mean, obviously the infamous Bo Pedro's back out tomorrow. Was entered up in he's entered in Ascot as well. I thought unlucky at my mind's just gone. Hang on.
York, wasn't it?
York, so yeah, unlucky at York. I thought again ran quite well, staying on late in the day behind Point Linus. Been dropped another £1 for that. He's just crying out to win a race. I think it's a decent price.
Want to win the leads, don't you? That's the only reason you want to win.
Yeah, obviously he's owned by the Jorginho Rutter, even though they all let us down on Sunday, but we're not going to get into that again. I've already had enough at work about that. But thank God for Red Bull. RB Leeds, here we come. Bring on the money.
Your wings.
Yep, he'll be bringing me wings. Hopefully Bo Pedro's got wings tomorrow. So I've backed him each way, and the other one was... there's a race at 8:50 at Doncaster. I quite like King of Plains. Jim Crowley's on. Obviously, the form ties in with Great Bedwin. They both ran at that race at Ascot. Both were probably a little bit unlucky, but I just thought King of Plains has got an awful trip round there, but literally wide the whole way, and probably did really well to finish where he did. About sort of 3 lengths off Great Bedwin, but yeah, he's got to turn that form around. But I just think he's better than that 4th place, and I think, like I say, he's probably done a fail on a 2 further than everything else. So fingers crossed he can go well in the 8:50. That's who I've backed, and that'll do me.
There's one more tomorrow. I think there's a classic favourite of ours, Liberty Lane. I think is out tomorrow as well.
Yep, Liberty Lane that's a very tight race, tomorrow. Let me just crack it open.
So the second or third race,
I think, isn't it?
It is.
2:35, is it? No, it's 3:45. Yep, you've obviously got Bolsters in there as favourite. Bolster was, I was there. No, was I there? I can't even know. Massively impressive at Pontefract on his reappearance. Absolutely bolted up like so well. Maydall been a non-runner on fast ground 2 times, so coming here with a good to soft ground, I'd say Bolster's got a right chance. Liberty Lane's in there, obviously back to McDonough last year of the Ledger meeting when he just got back up, couldn't believe it. I was absolutely screaming my head off. And you've also got King's Code in here, to be fair. King's Code, I put him up at York. He was second, brought really well, more up with the pace, was second behind Botanical, who people are basically saying is a group horse in handicap. And to be fair, he won it like he was a group horse in handicap. So King's Code is one I'd maybe give a small each way chance to again, just backing him again after that run last time. So yeah, I think that's about it for me. I think on that race. What about you before we finish?
No, like I say, I probably would back Liberty Lane. Out of the 2 Carl Burke runners, you've got Lee on board, who is the main rider usually. So we'll go with that one. But like I said, there's some good racing tomorrow and the weekend, so looking forward to it. Take it easy though, because the flat can be a dangerous mistress.
Yeah, she's absolutely spanking us at the moment. But I'll just put this last one up here. Lewis Marketing's put the derby goes to Bellum Justum. I like that, Lewis. I'm on with you there, mate. Oisin Murphy, good draw, decent price. Bring him home, Oisin Murphy.
I reckon he's kind of pulling away in the flat championship table now as well.
Well, like I say, we had him on the show, the first jockey on the first flat jockey to come on the Final Flight podcast. Former champion jockey Oisin Murphy, and to be honest, I hope he goes and win it because it was absolutely fantastic when he come on. Really well spoken, spoke to us really well, and I just thought he's had some decent winners since then, and hopefully he goes and carries it on, mate. To be honest,
fingers crossed.
Yeah,
right, that's it for me.
Fingers crossed. Right, that's it then, Rich. It's been a good show actually. That I really enjoyed that, so we might have to not have John more often. To say I weren't going to bother coming on, I've really enjoyed that tonight, and thank you everyone who's jumped on in the comments. It always adds a little bit more to it when people jump on and give us their opinion as well. So thank you for that. Thank you all for watching, and make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel. We are very close to 700 subscribers, which when we first started this, to be fair, we said you'd have no chance, but we're gonna soldier on through the flat, guys. We're gonna try and get more jockeys on, get their thoughts, and try and get us a few winners. So anything else you'd like to say, Rich?
No, just take it easy out there. Like you say, the flat can be quite tricky. So just have a little fun with it. Pick a few horses out, and if they win, they win. If they don't, you've not lost a fortune.
Correct. Always bet responsibly and enjoy the racing. That's what we're saying to Rich.
Enjoy the derby, the biggest, the most prestigious race in the flat, some may say.
Yeah, we love a bit of prestige, don't we? We love it. Right. Enjoy the derby, everyone. And hope you've enjoyed tonight's Final Flight podcast. And we'll see you all again next week. We'll have the updates on the shows on Twitter, so watch out for those. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you and good night. Cheers, guys.